Hey, this is Notser, and we're in the Tier 10 Japanese destroyer Shimakaze on the map Tears of the Desert. I'm rocking the legendary module that improves the reload of the torpedoes even further than any other torpedo reload module that could possibly do it. Now, to do this, you do have to sacrifice the torpedo tube traverse. It's horrendous. But what I gain is insane reload, and I wanted to, let's go all in. We chose the 8-kilometer range torpedoes, coupled with torpedo acceleration, and now they have a maximum torpedo range of 6.4 kilometers, but they move 81 knots in the water. Oh, juicy. So, of course, I just want to see how this works out, and enemy goes right into the path of the torpedoes. Could not have been luckier. Could not have been luckier. And speaking of luck, I'm trying to stop before the torpedo. It's gonna be so close. Please stop, please. Not even close. We're fine. All good. So this is an insane Shimakaze build, clearly. Previously, you really couldn't get the reload to spam the water. But now you can. 88 is really nice. Really nice. I can basically one-shot every single ship on the enemy team every 80 seconds. I just have to put myself in position to do that. I don't even need to invest all 3 torpedoes. I am, because the reload is so short and I just want to try it. But we barely. If I would have just not panicked, sent my torpedoes, if I would have waited 5 or 10 seconds, get a little bit closer, we would have absolutely wrecked the Republic. I would have done 30, 40, 50,000 damage easily. So, one mistake, probably gonna be more. It's not an easy build. So this build has been around for a while. It just didn't get the kind of reload that it does now because of the module. It's been around for a while, and it's always been insane to run. Now, I haven't played it since the improvement to concealment. It used to be 5.9 was the maximum concealment that you could get. Well, 5.6 is better. It's almost a kilometer that you have between your torpedoes, and I sent more trying to go after the Cleveland. We do get one strike, and one strike does, 10,000 damage. More torpedoes. The nice thing is that you just send, and you just send more torpedoes. We're going to speed boost ourselves out of this. I think we'll be fine. Notser. Please be fine. Yeah, wasn't even close. It's an outstanding build for a player that wants to get in close, deal with the radar ships the way they deserve to be dealt with, one shot. And so far, it's been going okay. Enemy Republic, he's gonna die. We didn't get a torpedo strike on him, just barely. I can't believe how close that torpedo was. It was pixels off of making contact with his hull, regardless of me, sending a little bit too soon. But torpedoes are almost back up. This isn't really normal for a Shima. Usually a Shima just runs around, does nothing. But the torpedo reload is so quick, it's basically German. Obviously, you can make the German torpedoes reload even faster with the legendary module. But yeah, I got in position again. I knew that the enemy Amagi's going to come around quickly, so I sent my torpedoes, used the island to block line of sight. Barely avoided the Notser island. I know it's a tease for you guys who want that, but this guy, he is so dead. So dead. Oh, it feels so good to be this violent with the torpedo systems. It honestly reminds me of, the Baltimore. Very low. So you know what? I think I'm gonna attack him. I think I'm gonna wipe him out with my insane guns. And 4 of the 5 shells shatter. We get more shatters on the target. He's barely alive. I'm trying to just hit the superstructure, but clearly I'm failing. Gosh. It's okay. Teammates did their job. Torpedoes are almost back up. Yeah. It's pretty cool, isn't it? It's not a normal destroyer build, and it has a ton of risk. But the reward is a one-shot. You will one-shot pretty much every single ship. You're just too close. It's moving too fast. 81 knots. It moves twice the speed of the fastest ship in the game. Yeah. So it's going to be up there real quick. I don't care what you have. You have to have hydro. You have to know that it's coming. That's the only counter. So I was moving to maybe get in a position on the western flanks and torpedoes. Noticed that there was a Des Moines. Friendlies had pulled back. I was like, hey, has he used his radar? Well, he's used his radar. So now I just want to sail around. I will not decide on where I'm going to go until radar is completely gone. I don't want him to have any read on me whatsoever. Although I do think that the Des Moines might be using radio location, because I am radio located, and he does come across as a DD Hunter player. Like, he doesn't really care all that much about camping behind an island and going HE or AP on enemies. It seems that he wants to get my destroyer booty, and I don't want that, obviously. I want to wipe him out with my torpedoes. Enemies spot out the enemy DD, and he's okay, but my gun systems are obviously complete garbage compared to pretty much everything, so very minimal use on that. But I'm just trying to see, okay, enemy torpedoes, he has chosen to not go towards this flank and continue forward. This is a really tough build if the enemy is not actively moving towards you. If you have to chase them, you sort of have to disengage and rotate around and get back in front of them. That's really the only way that you have a chance of getting torpedo strikes, is to get in front of the enemy. And that's not completely unreasonable. You know, it's not ridiculous. And I was looking, anyone, torpedoes, Zhao. No, Zhao, you're turning away. I need you here now. I need to do damage to you. Why do you forsake me? I just want to wipe you out with my Japanese torpedoes, right? Yeah. But the torpedoes does look like he could sail predictably. Now you see he's sort of sailing along that line of islands that goes, I want to say it's sort of west to east, and it culminates in an island that's in the center of the map, basically. There's a nice, clean line that the torpedoes could take advantage of and sail right into the center of the map. And I think I can get in front of him, send my torpedoes, just as he's about to come around the island or something like that, and just wipe him out. He's pretty full, he's pretty healthy, but it doesn't matter. The Japanese, Shimakaze, there's not a ship in the game where it can't one-shot you. Absolutely not. 15 torpedoes that do 20,000 per. Yeah, that's a lot of damage. A lot of damage. So that was my intent. Now, the Des Moines, he is in a camping position, so I would expect him to try and use radar. So I need to do this as quickly as possible and as unpredictable. So I'm moving in slowly. I do have smoke, which is nice. Getting in position, ready to go. And it is nice that I don't need torpedo reload booster or something like that. This seems to be pretty cool. So I send one at the indicator, send one forward, and then I send a second one. I kind of feel like he wants to gain a little bit of ground, distance, accelerate. And then I'm going to turn away. I don't want him to know I'm here. I just want to be here. And I love watching as the torpedoes move in. And, oh yeah. Oh yeah. Can you say a dead torpedoes? It's going to take 5 torpedoes. Oh yes. Not a chance. Not a chance. And if we would have hit the torpedo strike on the Republic, we would have already 160,000 damage. Just because I made a slight error. This was the first game, by the way, I was in this setup. I will absolutely be exploring this further. It just seems too fun to ignore. Is it competitive? Probably not. I mean, there's too much radar. There's radar everywhere. But it's really fun. It's really fun to have your torpedoes reload so fast and to just flood the water with torpedoes to the point where nothing can stop this. It's like the Death Star. It really is tons of damage. Look, They're basically already back up. They're ready to go for another attack run. And that's just how this build works. So moving forward, looks like the enemies were able to capture the base, but we had at least one base for a while, and we have a ship advantage, so it's going pretty good. That Des Moines is concerning. He hasn't been in a position maybe where he expected someone to use radar. Right, I haven't openly fired or anything like that, so I assume his radar is back up. And I'm trying to get in range to use torpedoes. Now, the Missouri, he's sort of moving away. I and friendlies have called him out as a focus fire target, clearly. If you see a low-health target, take it out. There's really no excuse for that. Just take it out. But I kind of want to work my way towards the smoke. And I expect that the Des Moines is going to be staying on the corner of that island. That was my expectation in this move. So I was trying to have at least 10 kilometers between myself and the corner of that island, and oh dear God, he is not there. Oh man, bail. We need to bail. This is a red alert situation. He has his full radar too. Ah no, I'm so dead. So dead. I'm just trying to get in range to maybe drop torpedoes. You always feel like you got egg on your face when it's like this, you know. What can you do? You can't do anything. I'm gonna wait 45 seconds. This guy can literally send 10 salvos downrange in the duration of his radar. And it's even worse if he has the radar module, which, by the way, will be included in the arsenal. So you're going to be seeing all these super container modules very frequently in the coming months. Pretty much every single ship that can equip it will have it. You will no longer be in this scenario where it's like, does he have this really nice module? Right now it's a 50-50. When the arsenal is fully fledged, up and running, it's probably going to be 100% 6 months down the line. It's coming. It's coming. It's good that there's a way of earning it that isn't random. And obviously the rank season, that's another. Rank season's nice and all that stuff, but they're including that. So just thought I would mention it while it was relevant. And my team, we have an advantage, but we won't have an advantage for long if players keep throwing their life away. And friendly Moskva moving forward, took a torpedo, he put the flood out, and oh no, there's going to be a torpedo right on his ship. He's able to dodge that one, but he can't dodge this one. It's going to cause damage, and yeah, it's going to cause a flood, so he is going to die. There's no question he's going to die. It's whether he can get damage enough to take out the Zao, which is not going to happen. And we lose our friendly Moskva. Just Shimakaze torpedoes everywhere. Now, you know, maybe a build would be, a more reasonable build would be the 12 kilometer with this torpedo reload. And I could see that. I'll probably try that. But I thought it was really fun. And it was really funny how easy it was to punish the enemy. Usually, the Shimakaze can't punish the enemy. Once you see a Shimakaze torpedo system, you can basically move forward. Take out them or do damage to friendlies for them and be very successful. But with a reload of 88 seconds, that is German destroyer level of reload. And I will always have torpedoes to punish you if you're moving forward. Always have 15 torpedoes, by the way, not just, not 10, not 8, not 12, not 9, 15 torpedoes every 80 seconds. And it's actually like 88.6 seconds, if I want to be completely accurate, but it's still, you saw how cool it was. Every single time my torpedoes were making contact with the enemy, my torpedoes were almost back up and ready to go. So I could incorporate that into my strategy where I send a huge set at a target that has maneuvered forward, and then when I move towards another sector, I know that my torpedoes will be ready to go up against the next big thing. Now, the module, that legendary module that improves the reload so much, it's a really big negative for brawling torpedoes. If you have to maneuver your torpedoes left to right, you can't do that with the Shima module. It's 80% reduction in traverse of the torpedo launcher. 80. It's a big nerf. It moves slower than battleship turrets. But if you pre-plan and you set it up and you're consistent with your strategy, just like a battleship, you can incorporate it into whatever you're trying to set out to do. And that's the great thing about it. If you plan ahead, and I obviously planned ahead. If I would have played my cards right just slightly better, I would already have like 160, 170,000 damage, have 3 kills, 3 devastating strikes. I'd say that's pretty good. That's better than most Shima games for me. Most Shima games, I find that it's just too easy to react to the torpedoes. They're just too easily spotted, either through vigilance, hydroacoustic, or the cooldown is manageable enough that you don't have to expect it. That's another thing, is usually the Shimakaze early on cannot have torpedoes ready for that first objective control engagement. That is inevitably going to happen. Usually the Germans, first off, they can always use torpedoes to turn the tide in that first engagement, plus they have hydroacoustic, which is fantastic for that. And then you got the Americans that are, very close, very similar in that regard. Maybe 20, 30 seconds they have to give them. And the Japanese are bringing up the rear. Right? 2 minutes, okay? By that point, a lot has been decided. You can't bully people out of that area. And that's frustrating, right? You feel like a torpedo-focused line should excel with their torpedoes, but unfortunately, wargaming is so fearful of how powerful they are. Everything is neutered about it. Gun systems are the worst at tier 10 for destroyers. The reload is the worst. The concealment of the torpedoes, the worst. So you've got to rely on other things. And this particular module, coupled with the build, I am not relying on the concealment of the torpedoes. I'm not relying on the cooldown. It comes so fast, I can just send it out, and getting 1 or 2 or 3 big ships taken out is the difference between winning and losing the game. So I really enjoyed this. I hope you enjoyed the ridiculousness of it. We're going to play it more. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll catch you next time.